Well, hello, welcome to our channel. Thank you for tuning in. I hope this Dhamma talk will be a blessing for you. Today's topic is faith, part 2. I found there were just a few more things that I would have liked to have said in the original Dhamma talk, but I'm struggling to keep them to 10 minutes. Today I'm going to use a couple of quotes from the New Testament and another quote from Mr. Tolstoy. Here's one from Romans 8:24. Hope that is seen is not hope, for who hopes for what is seen? But if we hope for what we do not see, we wait for it with patience. So in this case, we're replacing the word faith with hope, and we're reminded that there is a second part to having strong determination. It's having patient perseverance. So we patiently practice the Dhamma to the best of our ability without constantly asking the question that children ask in the car when they're on a long car trip, are we there yet? This is a question that I asked as a child, and I notice the mind is still asking that kind of question about Dhamma practice. A second quotation goes like this: "For I am sure that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor rulers, nor height, nor depth, nor anything else in all creation, the whole universe, will be able to separate us from," and I'm paraphrasing, Buddha nature, our true nature, from truth or God or the Holy Land, the Promised Land, whatever language we're comfortable using. So in this quote, this level of faith, this level of confidence, this level of strong determination that says there's nothing in this world or in the whole universe that could possibly prevent us from discovering our own Buddha nature, that Christ consciousness that some people use that language within us. The kingdom of heaven is within us. So this passage for me is a great reminder that the only obstacle to my success in the practice is the doubts that I have about being successful. And here's a contemporary quote from a very successful tennis player, Carlos Alvarez. He says, "I believe I'm going to win." Now, having that confidence is the blessing that he takes into every match. He does not win every match, but he certainly starts with the right attitude. The more doubt any athlete has in their ability or their success, their ability to be successful, it's very likely that they won't be as successful as athletes who have really developed this powerful sense of confidence, strong determination, being patient when they win or lose, and the effort that they make day by day in their practice to become successful. And now here's a quote from Tolstoy. He says, "Irrational knowledge is faith. Faith can't be explained by science, and it can't be rationalized." The end of quote. And I say that's why it's called faith. It doesn't make sense to anyone. We can't rationalize it, explain it, or even defend it. to those who don't have it or don't appreciate it or don't believe in it. And yet there's a certain certainty within our own minds that what we're doing and what we're being taught by Lord Buddha is valuable and true. Tolstoy goes on to say that science provides laws or a kind of intellectual knowledge, but it does not provide comfort. In this case, science can fill our brain with all kinds of information. It can make us feel good about what we know. It cannot fill us with faith, and the faith that we need to practice what is true and what is real comes from the heart. And the wisdom that we get from our Dhamma practice is something that arises in the heart and not in the rational mind. In the forest monk tradition, the teachers talk about the heart-mind, and when they talk about knowing and they talk about wisdom, they touch their heart or they touch their chest, indicating that this knowledge is not from the intellect. It's not what we learn in school. It's quite difficult to transition from the techniques of learning that we've learned when we went to school, memorization, passing tests, becoming comfortable with the information we have, becoming confident and competent to talk about that information, talking to others. And this is often the way people practice the Dhamma. They learn the Pali language. They can memorize very well the teachings of the Buddha. They're articulate, and they are inspirational in their ability to articulate, but it, in many cases, has remained simply something that they know about and not something that they actually know. And in the case of this knowing, it's a power that empowers the words that we use when we talk about Dhamma. The words that are spoken by an arhat and the words that are spoken that may be identical words spoken by someone who has not yet even entered the stream have a completely different, powerful content. And it's a kind of blessing or a kind of influence that their own wisdom through self-realization is communicated in the same words that another person knows and can use, but doesn't have the power to change the life of people who are listening to it. We find in all religions many people who are so graced with being articulate, giving sermons and Dhamma talks of one kind or another, but whose personal lives are not a good representation of their religious beliefs. And this means that they've understood everything from an intellectual point of view, but have not yet had their heart opened fully to the loving kindness, compassion, goodwill, and equanimity that we find in the Buddha's teachings. Thank you. Thank you for reaching the end of this Dhamma talk. We invite you to please make any comments that might improve this channel, comments for topics you might like to listen to. And if you have an interest, please download the free ebook called Kamathena, The Foundations of Practice in the Thai Forest Monk Tradition. May you be blessed.